In Lagos, walkability and air pollution go hand in hand. And in 1 year, air pollution cost the city 3% of gross domestic products through premature deaths. With non-communicable diseases on the rise, physical activity is essential, yet polluted and overheated environments constrain it. And because many sources of air pollution are also major emitters of greenhouse gases, tackling this risk is both a health priority and urgent climate action. We as citizens are equipped and connected to use tech-enabled citizen science and physical activity to increase the demand for healthy, climate-resilient places and enhance youth participation in decision-making in our cities. The platform scales through Citizens Hub, hosted by local organizations serving as social infrastructure. The Lagos Citizen Hub, hosted by Lagos Urban Development Initiative (LUDI), launched in May 2024. And within months, we mobilized hundreds of youths. Here is the story of how we used the Citizens' Precision Advocacy model to drive change. As we trained for the Lagos Marathon, we collaborated with World Athletics and Nilayo Sports, the race organizers, between August 2024 and January 2025 to use the fitness drives as an opportunity to highlight the importance of clean air for health and climate. We began asking, what is the quality of air we breathe? What other health and climate risks do we face while running? And to find out, we designed an experiment, collecting data along the marathon routes before and during the race, using wearable air pollution sensors and the Citizens app. On Marathon Day in February 2025, something remarkable happened. Air pollution was 60% lower. The city was healthier, more breathable, and more active. Energized, we regrouped at the hub to translate the findings into messages and design campaign to get the message out. Along the way, we mobilized hundreds in a campaign to share the message, making health and climate risk visible and increasing demand for healthier public spaces and urgent climate action. Equipped with evidence, we engaged government officials directly in March. This led to an MOU with the Transport Authority to implement the non-motorized transport policy, using participatory mapping to measure air pollution hotspots and identify priority routes for walking and cycling infrastructure, demonstrating the power of citizens' data to drive advocacy into action. To understand how these risks evolve over different seasons, we committed to running during the marathon routes monthly for a year, building an evidence-based and a growing movement to engage race organizers and governments on making physical activity safer while advancing climate action. We also convened a landmark workshop in April with over 30 stakeholders across sectors to co-design a clean air training zone. By envisioning an alternative urban future together, we secured commitments from multiple government departments, each seeing how their role could proactively shape health and climate through clean air. But new evidence gaps emerged. How do heat and air pollution interact at transport hubs? And what does this mean for people moving through the city? To answer this, we leveraged the Urban Betters Academy intellectual infrastructure to co-design a multi-year research product with the Lagos Transport Agency, University of Lagos, and the University of Cambridge. The project is harnessing intellectual capital from Africa and its diaspora to design active mobility systems resilient to both heat and air pollution for a healthier, more climate-resilient Lagos. This project, submitted in April and funded in August, aimed to raise visibility of the health impact of climate change, grounded in our lived experience and advocacy, and creating new pathways for action. In 12 months, we demonstrated the outsized power of youth agency to turn lived experience into data into advocacy, and advocacy into climate and health action and influence. This city-wide impact is being replicated across Citizens Hub, showing what's possible when young people lead. But two Lagos citizens, Munir and Nana, didn't stop there. They began applying what they learned about precision advocacy in their own community. They identified a local school damaged by flooding and sitting beside a dump site. They gathered evidence of the health and climate risk facing children daily. They presented their findings to officials who visited the school to see it firsthand. From this, they launched Wavewise, mobilizing neighbors for cleanups, partnering with local authorities, and engaging children in measuring air quality to raise awareness of the health and climate risk in their environment. Their leadership shows how citizens' impact ripples beyond the hub's direct orchestration. From city breakthroughs to neighborhood action, a civic-powered movement is growing across Africa and beyond. This is how we cultivate hope, building agency, envisioning alternative urban futures, and creating tangible pathways for transformative health and climate action. The Citizens Precision Advocacy model is a hyperlocal yet globally replicable. From Lagos to across Africa and beyond, we are leading efforts to make a growing demand for healthy, climate-resilient places visible and unignorable, and are beginning to shape the very decisions that shape health and climate resilience in our city. Find out how you can support and be part of this movement to make the urban better.